Hey there, kids. It's Tuesday, and I overslept. I was up late working on shit, and of course I fell asleep and forgot to set my alarms, and I overslept, and yeah, I'm still not in my body. I'm still not in my body yet. So welcome to the Child of Mecha live stream. I'm your host, Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha. We're back here. We finished the gun yesterday, and that looked hype as shit. I'm real happy with how that turned out. I looked at it a little bit after the stream, and I was just like, God damn it, this thing looks pretty damn good, you know? So we're going to get back on the Shiki itself today. Now, in the meantime, if you like what we do here, if you get value of it, consider supporting either by joining the channel memberships or dropping a super chat, something like that. It would be really appreciated. All right, so you guys, let's go camera 2. Here we go. And we're gonna be working on the lower legs here today. We're gonna get this thing going. Mike Dawson, Brandon, both of them are saying hi. What's going on, boys? All right, so what we got here, I went ahead and filled these gaps with super glue yesterday at the end of the stream last night, and took the opportunity last night to go ahead and clean the super glue up, get these all nice and smooth, prepared. Heyo, Brandon, what's going on, buddy? Thank you for that. I get to debut this for you here. Here we go. Yes, sir. Let's go. Yeah, look at that badge. Badge is nice. The badge is nice. Sweet. Yeah, there's loyalty badges. There's the whole 9 yards. There's the emotes and things. So, yeah, good times. Brandon, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. So, right here. Awesome. Awesome stuff. Good deal. Alrighty. So, with badgers? Yes, George. Badgers. You get a den full of them, and I'll send them to you in the mail. Badgers. We don't need no stinking badgers. Anyway. Alright, so we've got these cleaned nice and smooth on all 4 of the fins. Let's take care of the chamfering first on this one, because I did the chamfering on these fins here. Yeah, you can kind of see it in profile there, but I didn't do that for these. These are still ugly and square. So let's take a moment to bevel these first, and then we will start plating these up and really going to town. Let's get that guy right here so we have something to steady my hand on here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take these apart and do it that way, as opposed to trying to bevel it with the vent in the way, because if I slip or the knife goes weird, that would be bad. That would be bad. So I don't want to necessarily attempt that. So we're gonna take this guy apart here. Come on. Oh, we're separating the ankle. We don't want that. been like a week or two since I've taken this thing apart, and it's just like, how do you do it again? There we go. All right, and get the vent block out of the way. There we go. Now we've got two pieces that we can work separately on and not have to worry about the vent getting in the way. Get that out of there. All right, sweet. All right, excellent. All right, let's get these beveled. Let's refer to that one first and see where we are. Okay, cool. All right. So just starting out. So we're basically just starting to knock down the edge here on this fin. And now I'm not going all the way around. I'm only going the top edge, this kind of angled edge, and this straight edge. And did I do the bottom? Yeah, I did the bottom. So yeah, we're just doing those 4 edges. We're not doing kind of the connecting edges or anything like that, because we're going to be plating over those edges, those surfaces and everything. So it doesn't make any sense to do it that way. See all those shavings start to come off here, and we're getting good progress. All right. There we go. Now we're getting to depth. Now we're getting it. Let's compare and contrast. That looks really good. All right, let me just finish off the top here. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right. So you can see that. Yeah, you can kind of see the shadows of that angle, right? I mean, if I hold it this way and try to show it to you, I mean, it's just going to blow out in the light. It's not going to look very great, right? But there, you can kind of see the shadows a little bit, and you can see it there in profile. So that's looking really nice. That's looking really nice. Very good, very good. All right, so let's get this other one out of the way here real quick. Now, when doing something like this, when beveling an edge like this, I like to go back and forth. So, you know, a few passes in that direction and then a few passes in this direction, because you'll get a much more even bevel at that point. Because if you only scrape in one direction, it's going to be lopsided, right? So keep that in mind. And then just have at it until you get to the depth that you want it. And yeah. Okay. I need to go back to this one real quick, and I just need to do, excuse me, this bottom edge here. Now with a bevel like this, as you can see, what you can try to do is to cut that bevel, and that gets actually a really nice sharp corner. But you gotta be careful with your knife, and you gotta make sure that you have a steady hand, and that you're using the right pressure and at the right angle and everything as well. But that looks really good. All right, cool. Now, you gotta be really careful when beveling a piece that's close to a part that you don't want beveled, right? So, for instance, this, like, I could easily run my knife and scrape this whole surface here, and it would be bad. So, that's why I'm saying you gotta be super careful. And kind of slow down, and that way you're going to be a lot more consistent and a lot more careful. There we go, that looks pretty good. Alright, there we are. Jolly good. Okay, so one thing I noticed on these ones that I finished is that I need to bevel the top here. Okay, good. There we go. All right, so that part's done. These are beveled. We're going to keep them apart for the plating process here to make things a little bit easier on us, and just to try and avoid any disaster, right? So that's what we're going to do. Now, let's see. Is this? Yes, this is 1/2 mil. This is 6.3 by 1/2 millimeter strip, 1/2 millimeter thick, and I think this should be the perfect width. And it might actually be too big. Yeah, I would say that is a little too big. So let's see. That is 1/4 mil. I do not have 4.8 by 1/2 mil. Well, maybe I do. What is this? Nope, that's 4 millimeter. All right, so let's take a look and see. 363, 32, 40, 20, more 6320. So I'm looking for 4.8 by half mil. Let's see. Do I have any 4.8? Shit. Yes. Okay. Woohoo! Right here. Oh, cool. And I have another sleeve of it underneath. So yeah, I'm stocked up on 4.8. Good, 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 good. All right. So this is basically the next size strip down from 6.3 in Evergreen Plastics catalog. So this, yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. Good deal, good deal, good deal. As I drop one of the pieces, we'll set it off to the side anyways. All right, cool. All right, excellent then. Excellent. So we'll use this as our overlap material here. Now, what I want to do is see what this angle is here. That looks like it's 45. It is definitely not 45. All right, so basically what I'm doing here, you guys, is I want to match this angle here, right? This angle right here on this part. So that's what I'm looking for. And let's see if we can't find that. Is that... What? Wait a minute. No, that's not, okay. That's not 45. All right, so here's an introduction to, where are they here? A tool, here we go. A tool that comes in handy every now and then. It's more handy when scratch building. But our good friend Bill, Mr. Rushlom, introduced us to these back in the day, right? These are angle gauges. These are metal angle gauges to be more precise. And these, like I said, come in very, very handy when you need to find, you know, little angles and everything. And these come in 5-degree increments, right? And they're just little metal gauges, right? Nothing crazy about the material. I mean, it's about, you know, probably about 1 millimeter thick, just steel and everything. And they have the different angles of, you know, that you can go through and everything by, you know, 5 millimeters a piece. So I don't think this is 45. I think it's greater than that. So I want to check maybe 60 here and see. Nope. It's actually a less angle than that. So let's check 30. Let's see. Is that what it is? It is not. So it's got to be around 35 then. Okay. We're dialing in. That's the trick of finding the angle. That's what it is. It's 35. That's dead on. 35 degrees. Okay, cool. So we've got our angle. So now we can set these aside. Very, very useful in certain circumstances there. Now, let's get our strip cut here. And what we'll do is line up the strip, the end of the strip, And I don't want to cut the whole thing at 35 degrees, right? I just want to bevel part of it. Boom. Okay. Now that may be too, we may have lopped off a little bit too much there. Yeah, way too much actually. Way too much. So not a problem. So what we'll do is just clean this up in the chopper, since we just need a good straight cut here. And let's see, I took about 2 millimeters off the front there. Let's see what that looks like. Better, but now we're running into the circular joint issue there. Okay, so we want to rethink this then. Let's sketch this out and see, because essentially what I want to do is I want to have a strip coming across here like this, and kind of matching the back angle of the fin, so basically parallel, right? And then this will come back straight back over. Then we can always put a circular kind of cut right there. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. Okay, let's do it that way. Let's do it that way. Yeah, we could do that. We can do that. Okay, cool. So then we need to cut more off the front of this. Let's get that done here real quick. I'm just gonna kind of nibble the amount off the front that we need, right? A little bit more. Okay, maybe another millimeter here. Boom. Okay. All right, perfect. That's what we need. Okie dokie. So we need to now mark our endpoint there. And so now I'm setting that endpoint at the edge of the fin, so I can mark the top, so we know, have a general idea of kind of where that the angle that we need to cut this thing at, right? So I'm going to cut it a bit proud to begin with, and then we're going to check and see if this piece fits the deal. All right, let's see. It definitely does not. It definitely does not fit the deal. Son of a bitch. Okay, no problem. Let's this angle down a bit more. Let's see if we get that right there. That looks pretty decent. I think we need one more little adjustment here in terms of getting the angle properly cut in. Let's go right there. All right. Amber has graduation practice today, you guys. Whew. Ay, ay, ay. And then they're letting all the seniors go. That looks good. All right, yeah, okay, cool. There we are. So we are now good and parallel. Let's see if we can get this. We're good and parallel to the edge right there, right? So, yeah. There we go. Looking good. Looking good. All right. So now, the more tricky part here is finding what size circle I need to kind of chop out of the corner there, right? So, there it is. I already had it out. All right. So we get our little metal circle template here, and let's just start. No, so that's 7 mil. Yeah. All right. So that's 7 millimeters in diameter, right? So we'll go 8 millimeter. Nah, let's go chunky. Let's go 9 millimeter. Okay, 9 millimeter. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna tack this thing into place so that we can get a proper mark on it, right? So just the tiniest of drops of super glue is what we're gonna do to get this thing tacked. And essentially, if you are familiar with the term tack welding, this is basically that. All right. Just the tiniest amount of super glue on here. Not a lot, just enough for it to bite and hold in place. Okay, just like that. All right, perfect. So there's our piece kind of tack welded in place. Again, just the smallest itty bittiest amount of super glue on this thing. I could easily rip this off of here, and that's the idea. It's a temporary, little dot of glue just to hold it in place while we get this circle part figured out here and how much we want to chop into this plate. So, all right. Now, the cool thing about this particular part is it already has it's already bisected in one direction, right? So it's got marks here and here, so we know that's a straight up and down. So we can use that. We know that this thing is 7 millimeters in diameter, right?
So we can use the marks already on here to then line it up. I'm going to go a little bit smaller now that we've got the plate on there, so we need a little bit of a smaller diameter. There we go. And now with that lined up, we can mark the other two, and that will give us excuse me, that'll give us our registration marks so that we can align the larger circle to make our cut. Well, make our mark anyways for the cut. All right, so right there and right there. That'll get us perfectly perfectly centered here. I'm going to move the 1, 2, 3 blocks out of the way because I need a little bit more surface areas because this fucking thing is unwieldy here. So let's see if we can do this. Now, okay, cool. So it looks like the outer part here, this flange section around that beveled edge, it looks like it's exactly 9 degrees, which is what, or 9 millimeters in diameter, which is kind of exactly what we want here. So we can use that as well to line up. There we are. There is our, there's our mark, right? Come on, focus. There you go. So that's what we want. All right. So now that we've got that, now we can cut that in. And to remove this, we'll just, you know, use our chisel blade here, and there it goes. Popped right off, and that's exactly what we want. Hardly any super glue on there. Very, very little on here. We'll clean that here in a little bit, but let's get our cut in here. Get that first with the hobby knife, and then here we go. We've got our rounded edge file, right? Straight surface here, rounded profile on the back. And that's what we're going to use to really kind of get this thing to where we need it here. All right, good, good, good. We want to go up and make sure that the pencil mark is completely gone. There we are. Okie dokie. Now let's line this up and see what this looks like here. Yeah. Yep. Very good. Very, very, very good. All right. Let me get it turned right side up here and see. Yeah. That's good. That looks good. All right. Yeah. Okay, cool. So let me show you kind of what I'm doing here. So there you can kind of see how that, and if fucking moved it, obviously, trying to show you guys here. But there we go. You can kind of see how that cut now matches the perimeter around that thing, right? So that is that's very good, very good. All right, we're gonna duplicate that here in a second. Let's get caught up in the chat real quick, because I know there's been a lot of chat since I last checked in, but let's see what we've got here. Let's see. Michael Dawson says, I looked at my face after shaving and I forgot I look like I have Down syndrome with my baby face. Aw, your baby face. Mikey has a baby face, you guys. That's adorable. Brandon, who is our first ranking member of Mecha Army channel membership. Thank you again, Brandon. As indicated by his sweet little badge there. Working on a high-grade Nemo on my lunch break. Going to use this kit to start scribing again. Nice. I dig it. Don't want to go right to my Rick Diaz build. Yeah, dude, that's... Yeah, good call. Good call. Practice up. Practice up. Charles Dodge, the legend. Morning, afternoon, everyone. Good morning, afternoon, Charles. Lorenz is with us. What's going on? What's going on, Lorenz? Giovanni is with us. He says, hello, everyone. I have the day off today. Nice. When I have days off during the week, that means I'm going to lunch at 3 a.m. the rest of the week. Oh, yeah. Ouch. Yeah. Ouch. Yeah. Oh, man. Gumpel for Joy is with us. Happy Tuesday, crew. What's going on there? Julius is also with us. Hello. And our friend Min Chow is with us as well. Excellent. Perfect. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you. All right, let's get these plates duplicated. Okay. Let's get these duplicated. Now, for that, we are going to need some more strip here, and I think what we're gonna do, let's see what we're gonna do. Let's get this angle cut first, because that will snip off that whole strip, so we don't have to deal with that. And then let's get these re-squared. Get this angle cut. And matched. Good. That angle looks good there. All right. Now, the tricky part is matching the curve that we put in this thing, right? So let's take off the majority of this here with the nippers. And then we'll come back in and do our best to try and match that curve. Very good, very good. All right. That should be mirrored up. Very nice. Okay, perfect. All right, so now we have two, but we need two more, because this is going to all the other sides, right? Excuse me. Let's see. Bill's with us. He says, Brandon, ask Michael, he might let you practice scribing on his face to get rid of the baby face.
Nice. Life Death is with us. What's going on, Dallas? He says, hey y'all, how's everyone? Started to build Master Grade Quanti Gundam. Nice, dude. Bill says, I feel like Tim forgot to set chat to all messages again. I think, isn't that an individual setting? I feel like that's an individual setting. Yeah, I don't have a setting for that. Oh wait, maybe I do. No, I don't. Oh wait, live chat. What's up with that? That's dumb. Yeah. It was hidden under some things, so. Alright, I just set it to live chat. I don't know, and I don't know if there's a setting for that or not, like a behind the scenes setting to make that default, but yeah, I'll have to take a look. So, yeah, shit. Yeah, so some of the chats are not coming through on my universal chat that I look at. Okay, let's go back. Okay, Bill, now I see it. He says, Tim, have you thought of keeping some tongue depressors on hand so you have an easily height adjustable stands for that whole tool? They can stack easily and are pretty uniform in thickness. That's a really good point. I do have some tongue depressors upstairs that are basically collecting dust. That's a really great idea, actually, Bill. I wish I could highlight that, but it didn't come through on my universal chat that I can actually highlight, you know, like your comment on the screen right now, you know? That kind of sucks. Bleh. Oh well. But we got it now. Anyway, Min Chao says, just finished my kit in Era Fenrir. Nice. Nice. Yeah, Bill says defaults to the top messages every single time. What a shitter, man. What an absolute shitter. Thanks, YouTube. Michael Dawson says, not funny. Well, maybe a little. Nice. And Bill says, part of YouTube filters. Yeah, I gotta see, I'll have to see if I can turn that off or default that to all, you know, the live chat, so all of the messages. Because I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that. And now I wonder, like, what other messages have I missed, right? What other? I don't know. Anyway. Now, Bill, real quick question for you. Is this the account that you're using now, not the Ruslam account? Because that account had moderator privileges on here. Is this the one that you're going to be using from now on? Because I didn't know. And if you're going to use this one, I'll mod this account. He says, if you figure out how to change it, let me know, because it drives me nuts trying to remember. Yeah, dude. And he says, yes, I use this all the time now. Okay, cool. Rock and roll. So that makes it easy. And boom. And bingo. Here you go, Bill. So two different mod modes here. So managing moderator can manage blocked words and change chat modes in live, and also has capabilities of standard moderators. So boom, let's get you set to that. And then also let's make sure Brandon has that same level here. Shit. Oh, shit. Here we go. Yeah. Gumpler for joy. Thank you, buddy. Welcome to the Mecha Army here. You get here, hang on, let's get that hidden, and you get one of these. Yes. Love it. Love it. Very, very cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate the membership. I really do. That means a lot. So welcome to the Mecha Army officially. You have your badge there. Very nice. And those change from time to time. And so yeah, so basically the way that memberships are set up, there are the loyalty badges. So first month is, kind of, recruit, if you will. And then that kind of, changes. I think it's the first 6 months change, and then from 6 months and then to a year, and then I think it's on a yearly basis after that for renew, and you kind of get the freaking amazing badges after that. So yeah, awesome, dude. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. That's really cool. Hell yeah. Look at that. Oh, and look at that. It even got the little banner at the bottom. What? And the badge? That's cool as shit. Let me go highlight Brandon and see what his has here. Okay, so since you're brand new, because Brandon, hey, what is this? Shit, we have a run. Do we? Oh, look. Oh my God, we got a run. Look at this. Bill, thank you. Appreciate you, buddy. And Buck Games. Recruit. Look at this. We got a run on memberships, you guys. What is going on? Thank you, boys. Man, I really, really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate you guys. Here we go. Hell yeah. Awesome. Man. And then 2. One for Bill, one for MBuck Games. I don't want to shortchange you guys. There you go. That's awesome. Well, thank you, boys. I appreciate you, man. That really does mean a lot. It really, really does. And, all right. Let's, here real quick. Brandon, what I'm going to do here, buddy, is I want to make sure that you and you have the same abilities in modding as Bill does here. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to remove you as a standard. Okay, so you're at a standard moderator. So let me remove you and I'll add you back in here in a second. So remove and then add and then boom, managing moderator. Save that and now we're good to go. Sweet. Awesome. Excellent. Let's go back here. Where are we here? Man, there's so many notifications. Holy shit. Let's see. Where are we? He says, Gumpa rejoices. I appreciate all you do, man. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. MBuck Games says, let's go. Right? All right. And then Brandon, he's back to, he's got managing mod now. So that's good. So yeah, so basically what that means, so Brandon and Bill, if you guys are in the chat, and if I forget to set the live chat deal up at the top, I think you guys can set that now, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, you should be good to go. Sweet. He still. Brent says, I still don't know when I became a mod. Dude, years ago. Because you were always on. You were always giving advice and everything like that. So, yeah. I modded you up. So, yeah. Good shit. Alright. So we got our mods in place. Bill and Brandon. And I think Bailey is still modded. But, he only shows up every now and then. And that's perfectly fine. That's not a big deal there. Bailey's got a full schedule, so I don't blame him one bit. So, but anywho, all right. Now that we've had a run on account memberships and everything, and again, thank you, boys. I appreciate you. We're going to get back to duplicating these and everything here too. So now I want the original, which is this one here. We're going to set the other one off to the side. Let's get our strip back here. Now, one good part about cutting
the other angle is we can probably just start with this. It's close, but it's not perfect. Okay, no big deal. No big deal. So we'll just kind of shimmy it back a little bit. And then cut it there. Very good. Spin this around and then get the edge cut into position. Boom, right there. Get this angle. And then get the majority of that out of the way. Let's shape it. There we go. That matches nice. That looks good. That looks good. Perfect. All right. So now we have plate 3. Let's just check these two for size. Yep, those match up real nice. Yep, perfect. Those are the exact same size. Wunderbar. Okay, so we need one more. Do we need one more? We'll get one more. Ocean's 11, for those of you that are not sure what that's from. Great movie. Great movie. That scene in the bar where George Clooney and Brad Pitt are talking, and Brad Pitt, you know, they're going through the roster and introducing you to, you know, the crew, and Brad Pitt's, you know, kind of laying there on the bar like this, you know, with his head down and everything, and George Clooney's just like, you think we need one more? You think we need one more, don't you? All right, we'll get one more. Yeah. Anyway, great bit. All right. So, you guys, let's see. Bill says no, it lets us change it to everyone, subscriber only or member only chat. Oh, that sucks, doesn't it? That blows. All right. Well, damn it. Shit. Ayo, look at this. We got another one. Boom. Mr. Min Chow. Thank you, buddy. Let's get you one of these. Yes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Again, thank you, man. I appreciate that. That is, yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Man, thank you guys so much for the support, man. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like I said, I woke up late today, and I didn't think it was going to be a good day. And I was just like, should I can't? Honestly, I was this close to canceling the stream today. This close. But I was like, nah, got to get up. You got to do this. You got to stay consistent, and you got to keep grinding. And yeah, it's a good thing I did, because you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Thank you, guys. Like, straight up, thank you. Really, really, it means a lot. It really does. So, all right. Good shit, you guys. Good shit. All right. Bill says, oh, and it does let us add or remove filtered words. Haha, block all members of the word transformer. Not doing it, but it would be funny, right? Or toys, right? Aren't they just toys? Or action figures? Yeah, oh man. Yeah, Gumple for joy. Laughing at Bill. Bill says, that makes this part the Matt Damon part. Oh my God, right? Where he's pickpocketing and everything. Yeah. Let's see, Brandon says they're coming out with a prequel to Ocean's 11. Oh, that'll be cool. That'll be freaking cool.
I'm totally into all the Oceans movies, all of them, every single one. Like even the what was it? The third one where they go to France and steal from, you know, the rich art thief or whatever. That was love that one even, and I think that was the weakest one, honestly. What was it? Ocean's 8. That was really good with all the ladies and everything. That was funny. And yeah, I like them all. I like those heist movies, you know. And oh, what was it? It's a bit of an older movie, and when I say that, I'm aging myself. But if you guys have not seen the Pierce Brosnan movie, The Thomas Crown Affair, obviously it's a remake from the earlier version of A Thomas Crown Affair. I forget who was in the original. But the Pierce Brosnan version is really, really good. Really freaking good. I could watch that movie over and over again. Pierce Brosnan was chef's kiss in that. It just, yeah, blows me out of the water. Again, a heist movie, right? I love a good heist movie. So, yeah, always good stuff. Let's see. Brandon says, cannot permanently change your default chat setting to live chat. It's per user setting. They need to change it on their end every time. Oh, crap. Is it a per user? I thought that it was, but then, I don't know. Bleh. That sucks. Min Chow says that's funny. Ocean's 8, yeah, hell yeah, with Sandra Bullock. Yeah, that was a good one too. It was surprisingly good, right? Especially Sandra Bullock, because she ended up kind of being a badass, and she was just like, right? Oh, yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was good. Julia says, can you block the phrase Gunpla is freedom? Ooh. Yeah, I wish, man. That's a sensitive topic, though. Oh, man. That gets sensitive. It does. Brandon says supposedly about Danny's parents. Oh, the prequel. That's cool. Huh. Wonder who plays his parents. Holy crap. So they're really going back as a prequel. Not like a year or two before the heist, but like back. I like it. I like it. Hell yeah. Bill says the original Thomas Crown was very acid trippy with psychedelic beach scenes and all. Yeah, the Pierce Brosnan was not like that. It was good. It was good. Dallas says Die Hard all day. See, the Die Hard movies had hits and misses though. The first one, the second one, mwah. After that, it just kind of started up and down roller coaster in terms of quality, but I think with the Oceans movies, even the bad ones, quote unquote, were still really freaking good. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But still, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Gunpla is freedom. Get out of here with that. He says, "Oh, sorry, I had to do it." Yeah. Brandon, Bill, let's make sure we ban Dallas from the chat from now on. I'm joking. All right. Very good. Man, good stuff today. Good stuff. Thank you. You know what? Thank you again, boys. It means a lot. It means a lot. And I don't just say that. So, I really appreciate it. I really, really do. Ay. Anyway, let's get this duplicated here. Boom. Boom. All right, and then let's get the file. Let's make sure this is aligned properly. Just a little bit more on the back edge here.
There we are. All right, let's make sure these are mirrored on both sides. And to do that, what I do is obviously I set them on the block here, and I align the edges or the angles, and like that right there. I mean, these are perfectly matched on both of those sides, and then I pull them back around here, and those again are matched perfectly on both sides. So now what I'll do is take another one here and just make sure, and again, those are perfectly aligned. All right, excellent. Now we have 4 duplicate copies of our plate that we'll be applying to the fins and leg parts and everything here. So now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get the first one here. Grab that with the tweezers, and actually premature. Let's get our now we have a new name for this now. This is now known as, it is not known as super glue anymore. This is soupy glue. Yeah, soupy. Soupy glue. S-U-P-E-Y. Soupy glue. So that is what it will be named from now until perpetuity. So just FYI for those of you playing at home. All right, let's get this cleaned off, because we got schmutz on the tip of it here, and you never want, you always want to make sure you get the schmutz off your tip. It's very important. All right. Jesus, come on. So the crap right here is like half cured, half not. It's like a weird, almost like putty consistency. And we got some dry stuff right here, so I'm gonna try and get that pulled off. There you go. Come on now. There we go. Get that dry crud off of there. That's the one bad part about these super glues, is that when it drips or overflows or whatever, you get that, you know, crusty crap all over the tip. Just the tip. You guys are having too much fun with this shit. Brandon says drippy tip is bad, right? Nice. Drippy tip. Oh shit. And then Dallas says just the tip. Just the tip. Hell yeah. All right, boys. Let's what time is it? Cool, 1:13. Excellent. Let's get this glued up here. Bloop. Spread that out. All right, here we go. Be confident with your placement. Oh, shit. Touched, right about there. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Good. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. And then we'll get this pressed into place. Jolly good. Jolly good. There you go. There's that, the beginning of the geometry here, right? We're going to do more to this stuff. You know, not to worry, but we need to kind kind of build in layers, you know, similar to, you know, how we did with the gun here. You know, obviously we had our core geometry, just the box and everything that we scratch built, and then we built on top of that, right? We built several layers on top of that. So that's essentially what we're doing right now with this thing. We're starting to stack those layers up, right? So, hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, let's see. Mikey says, trying to scratch build the upper handle you see on the Alex beam rifle. As someone that has never scratch built before, it's a learning curve for me. I got you. I got you. So, Mike, this is what I would do. Obviously, you need... Oh, hang on. Brandon says, off to work I go. Brandon, have a good one, buddy. Thank you again, man. Always appreciated. So back to Mike, what Mikey was saying here. So obviously it is a handle. It has negative space in it, right? So Mike, I'm not sure how you're doing it, but what I would do, right, is almost similar to this, because you need to build that thickness, right? Maybe what, 3-4 millimeters wide. So get your parts, make an original copy first, the shape that you want it in. Make it just slightly larger than what you need, and then duplicate that, glue those pieces together, you know, stack them, and then shape them to your original. File those down, cut, grind, whatever you need to do to get those into shape. That's what I would do to tackle that, you know, kind of particular issue. You can do it. It's not hard. It's just figuring out the geometry. And that's really, you know, probably 85% of scratch building is figuring out the geometry of something. So if you can get your head wrapped around that, you can scratch build all day. The other 15% is creativity. So yeah, you got this, dude. You got this. So, here we go. Yeah, Bill says, look at it and think of it as simple shapes. Exactly. The geometry of things. Same exact thing. Same exact thing. So, yeah. Simple shapes. Think of it as boxes and, you know, triangles and circles and things like that. And just start to kind of extrude, you know, from those simple shapes, right? And that's, like I said, that's 85% of scratch building. And I think that's the part that people don't kind of realize at first in terms of scratch building. You know, they see these amazingly finished pieces, right? Like, what the hell was that? I heard something drop, but I don't know what it was. That was weird. It might have been my flooring. It's warm out today. It's like 93 degrees outside, Fahrenheit. So it's quite warm. That might be the expansion and contraction. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, people see like the finished products, right? But they don't necessarily realize kind of what went into it. You know what I mean? And like I said a few streams ago, what I do on here and what we've done, especially with the gun, we made the sausage, right? We made the sausage. And here's the sausage, right? It's a beautiful end product, right? Looks delicious. Anyway, what most people don't see or don't realize is how that sausage is made, right? So that's kind of the hurdle that I think most people, you know, start to run into, is that they don't realize the steps that it took, you know, to get there. And as long as you can kind of calculate those steps in your mind, you're good. You're good. You got this, man. He says, I'm currently trying to build a foundation for it using the Jagan's rifle as reference. See, there you go. Copy it. Yeah.
Just copy it. It ain't hard. It ain't hard. You got it. You got it. All right. So now then, we've got our layers here. Let's get the other side glued up here. Now, this, we want to make sure that these are glued on properly. So this needs to go on there like that. We're going to set these two off to the back, so I save them. I only do, you know, these two on stream. I'll do the other two off stream just to speed things up here. Now, I just want to make sure what we're looking at here in terms of alignment and everything. All right, that looks pretty good. Oh, I hear a wild amber. Here, come here. Let's go camera one. Hi.
Hi.
Say hi to everybody.
Hi, guys.
Here's Amber. You just came back from
School.
graduation practice.
Yes.
How did that go?
Long
Long
and really hot.
and really hot. Yeah, it's warm outside. What is that?
My nail stuff?
Oh, all your nail stuff. Whoa, is that all the stuff you took to school?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Uh-oh, what happened? A few came out. Aw. Oh. Bill says hi, Amber.
Hi, Bill.
She says hi, Bill. Bill says nice seeing you again.
Nice to meet you, Bill. Yeah, I'll show you.
What's that?
Wanna show you?
Yeah, here, you show him.
Oh, well, I might be.
Oh, okay. Well, here, I'll show him. All right, cool. So you guys, Amber is stupid talented as well. Let me show you these here real quick, yeah? And I'm going to be a bragging father here. So let me get these set here. I don't want to mess them up. Holy shit. No, because the camera's shooting down.
It's flipped?
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'll show you here. All right, so here, look at this, you guys. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
nail art, right? Look at these. Look at these nails. She did these.
Hand painted.
Hand painted and hand placed all the little jewels and everything too. Look at that. That's crazy good. Like, I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't be able to do this. I wouldn't be able to do this. Let's go super zoom so you can see kind of a little bit closer, right? Here, let's do this. Yeah, super zoom. Oh, there you go. Look at
Yeah,
this.
I can really see it.
Oh my God. Get that centered. Yeah, look at that. Holy crap. All right, now kid, which one is your favorite on here?
I really like the lily pads.
The lily, these right here?
Mm-hmm.
So this one here, those are cool. Holy crap, look at those. Look, is that a dragonfly?
Yeah.
You made a
I
dragonfly.
hand sculpted it.
You hand sculpted a dragonfly.
Mhm.
Holy shit, look at that. Wow. And there are the lily pads, and you can even see the veins kind of in the lily pads, right? That's
Yeah.
wild. That is so freaking cool. All right, let's go kind of individual. What is that, like
It's just
like an
flowers.
orchid? But look at the kind of teardrop sculpting. Like that's raised up off there on the edges. Look at that. That's raised detail. That's so freaking, and look at the jewels on the side and everything. That's cool. I know this, this isn't nail time with Tim or anything like that, but like I'm bragging on my daughter here. So if you guys don't like it, well, tough shit. We're gonna do this for a second. That's cool. Look at the jewels on that one. And we're focused on this guy right here. Yeah, really, really cool. Oh yeah, Julius, I definitely let her do my nails. Yes. What's this end one right here on top?
Those are leaves.
Just
It
leaves?
matches the thumb.
Oh, cool. Okay, cool. And then you got another raised one down here. This guy, and then the kind of the matching one for the other leaf, and
Yeah.
mountains and clouds.
Mhm.
Holy shit! And what is that? A star right there?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's so freaking cool. Look at that. Star and the trail from the star. That is insane. And what is that, a rose?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Look at that. With all the raised details and everything there. And that's the thumb, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And that, obviously, with leaves and jewels and all of that. Ay, ay, ay. That's so freaking cool. Look at that, you guys. Man, if Tex were here, she would be going crazy right now over these nails. Hells yeah. Awesome. Awesome job, kiddo. Awesome job. I'm going to give you those back. All right, we're going to go back to camera one. I know you probably don't want to stay down here and talk to everybody, so.
Relax while I start.
All right, do you work tonight?
Yes.
You do. What time?
5:30.
5:30 to 10? All right, cool. And then we'll have dinner after that.
Okay.
Cool? Tomorrow's your last day of school.
Yay!
Ever.
Yay!
How does that feel?
I'm excited.
You're excited?
Very excited.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, go relax.
Okay.
Love you, kid.
Love you. Bye.
Oh, man. Good stuff. Good stuff, you guys.
Oh, sorry's in here.
It's all right. Leave her be. She'll bother me until the end of the... Oh, shut up, dumb cat. Anyway, sorry, you guys. We had to take a field trip there. I had to be the doting father. Bill says, congrats on graduating. She says thank you. You got her?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, kid. All right. Good stuff, you guys. Let's see. Bill says, nice. Charles Dodge says, nice. Michael Dawson says, very nice. Gumpa Rejoice says, nice. Awesome. Julia says, Tim, you got some competition with painting. Dude, I can't do that. I can't. You know me in hand painting. Nah. Min Chao says, wow, right? Julia says, Amber does, yeah, I showed that, okay. Bill says, conch shell shaping with an orchid is my favorite. Nice. Min Chao says, I love the blue on the top left. Yeah, dude, she's so talented. Charles Dodge says, one can make some serious money for well-painted and sculpted nails. Well, not eek. Nice. I know, right? So what Amber does is she actually does sell nails just kind of as a, little hobby or whatever. And she's got several girls that are like repeat customers. One girl has bought like at least half a dozen sets of nails from her. And just repeat customer. Some for, special occasions, but a lot of them just because she likes Amber's nails. So yeah, she's got some repeat clientele and everything too. So she's really freaking good, you guys. Really, really good. Bill says, Min, yeah, the one I was talking about. See, there you go. Nice. Michael Dawson, off to work later. Mikey, thank you. See you later, bud. Let's see. Bill says, all good. Painting is painting, and we can actually learn a lot from nail artists, as nail polish is essentially the same paint that we use, just a little thicker. Hell yeah. It's funny because I actually have used, or I should say, I have tested nail polish in the past, and yeah, I mean, thin it down, and it's good to go. Obviously, it's a little bit more expensive than, your kind of solvent lacquer hobby paint, but yeah, I mean, it's essentially the same thing. So if there's a color that you see, and you have to make sure that it is, kind of that lacquer kind of, nail polish, or else you'll be really screwed. Yeah, as long as if you see a color in nail polish and it's lacquer, yeah, thin it down, spray it through your airbrush. Same thing, same basic thing. So yeah. Min says, excellent talent, right? Dude, yeah, well, I know where she gets it from. Anyway, Briggsy says she might be able to start a business and give you a job painting nails, buddy. I don't think so. I don't think so. I can't do what she does. I cannot do what she does. If she needs some scratch building on top of the nails, then maybe. But yeah, dude, I can't do what she does. It's just, it's not, yeah, it's not in my DNA. Snoring Lasagna, what's going on? They say, hi, Mr. Tim. Hello, thank you for watching. Man, good stuff today, you guys. Look at that. We're getting work done. We got a load of new channel memberships. We said hi to Amber. We saw her nails. Yeah. So I'm still happy. I'm very happy that I didn't cancel today's stream. I really am very pleased with that decision. Some scribing, yeah, hell yeah. So we got good shit done today. We got good shit done today, and we still have a half hour to go. Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. All right, let's place this, and then we'll oh, this is the original. So let me real quick just kind of sand the side that had the super glue a little bit. Flatten that off. There we go. Perfect. Okie dokie. So this is the up side, right? Yes. Okay. So gluing is very important. Gluing placement is very important. Matching the placement is also very, very important. So get that. A little soupy glue. Spread that out. All right, and now we place. Right there. Just seeing how these match up. Dead ass. All right. Press this into place. Oh, crap. Yeah. Money. Money. All right. So, oh, shit. Camera 2. Damn it. Damn it. Bill says Tim could be in charge of masking for Amber's business, all new form of masking hell unlocked. You go, oh, Jesus, right? Man, I don't even think she does any sort of masking. I think it's all freehand and just hand brush and everything. But there we go, you guys. We got the plating done. That is very, very matchy-matchy. So excellent stuff there. All right. So now we kind of, first and foremost, let's get the edges cleaned up real quick, just to get any clean or squeeze out off of here. That looks good on that side. We didn't have a lot of squeeze out on this piece here, which is good. Okay, cool. I'm just testing the integrity of the edge here with my hobby knife, and it's not going, maybe not even a hair under the plate, so that's fine. That's fine. Good deal there. Let's check this one. A little bit down on the bottom here. That is really good right there. That's just kind of a more general overall squeeze out there. Nice.
Very good. All right, excellent. All right, so there we go. We've got our, excuse me, we've got our layers built up and everything. This is looking nice. So now, what I want to do here, what do we want to do here? That's the big question, right? So let's get the ankle back on here and everything, just to see, kind of get a better idea of what we want to do with this thing, right? And then we'll also get the vent block. And we're only going to do, you know, the one side here. We're just doing that. We're not putting the other side on so that we can, you know, take this apart much easier. All right, so there's our overall kind of side view, right? Pretty good start. Now I'm thinking what we do here. Where's the pencil? Here we go. All right, what I'm thinking. Alright, I definitely want kind of an overhang piece here like we did on the weapon. Coming up with ideas. Bear with me while I work through this. What I'm thinking. All right, so let me kind of point of reference here, right? So if you remember here on the gun, we made this little Kotobukiya part overhang, right? So we've got the 0.5 millimeter plate there, and you can kind of see it. Yeah, see it there? It lays on top of this plate, and then it has it overhangs that, and there's like a 0.5 mil little backing strip underneath of there, right? I kind of want to do something similar to that, but at a little bit of a different take, right? So what I'm thinking, okay. All right, this could be cool. Yeah, okay. So all right, that there. Okay, yeah. All right, here we go. This is, all right, let's get super zoomed in so I can kind of show you what my idea is here. All right, so here's kind of what I've sketched out, obviously. So what we're gonna do is a few different layers here, right? So we're gonna have a main strip going off the back here, overhanging this whole thing and wrapping around the fin. So the fin will have a bit of three-dimensionality. Is that a word? I think that's a word. I don't know. Whatever, I just made it up. So this will have kind of that wrapping feature, right? It'll wrap around to the front here and come even with this inner edge. So that will go all the way up to this edge here, right? And then what I'll do is a nice chunky, maybe 1 by 1 millimeter little strip right here in the middle on top of that, and then overhanging this piece here. And then bevel the edges on that to kind of make it an angled piece. Similar to that little guy right there, this little deal. See how that is angled to the surface? That's kind of the same idea that I'm thinking for this little 1 by 1 piece here. So that will give this a whole lot of layers. Basically a plastic lasagna, if you will. And I think that will look really freaking cool with everything. It'll add a little pop of visual interest and all that. Yeah, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. All right, so now let's get to getting. What do I need here? Is that about 3 millimeters? Shoot, no. What thick is this? 4 mil strip right here? What is this? No, that's 3.2. Ugh. Okay. Here's 2 millimeter. I don't think that's going to be thick enough. No, it's not. All right, let me see if I have. I don't think I have 2.5 millimeter wide. Let's see. There's 3.2, 4, 2, 6.3, 2, 1/2, 0.75. It's 1.5. Oh shit! I do have a 2.5. Here we go. Here we go, boys. Here we are. This is exactly. Well, I hope this is exactly what we need. Or else I was going to have to cut that. All right, let's see what 2.5 millimeters looks like on here. Oh, that's money. Yeah, that's money in the bank right there. Sweet. Okay, excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, kick ass. All right. So, all right, order of operations for this thing. This is what we're going to need to think about how to accomplish this task, right? So first things first, we need to cut a strip long enough to overhang, you know, just the edge here. Then we need to back it with the underside here. Once we have that, then obviously with this this bevel here in the fin, we're going to need to backfill that with a bit of super glue, clean that up, and then wrap it around the edge here. And then after all of that, we can cut the 1 millimeter strip, 0.5 millimeter strip to, you know, back the underside of that, and then pop that on there. Of course, beveling the edges and everything. All right, so those are pliers. Those are not nippers. I don't need those. Here are the nippers that I need. All right, so I'm just cutting an arbitrary length here of strip at a completely arbitrary angle. Like, this angle does not match anything that we need here. So, all right, let's try and get it to the proper angle here so we can match that. That is not perfect, but that is good enough. All right, sweet. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be good enough. Always remember that, kids. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be good enough. Good enough for your standards. And if you have high standards, well, then it's going to be good. I have very high standards. Obviously. All right, so that there, and then again, arbitrary length. Boom. Sweet. All right, so now, kind of, see, I wasn't thinking about this. All right, okay, we're gonna save that. That'll be our other, or is this the backing part? I think this is the backing part. Let me, no, it's not. Okay, this is the backing part. Yeah, okay, this is the backing part. We're gonna save this. That'll be our next backing part. The reason why I'm doing it that way is because we won't know exactly where we need to glue this thing until we glue it on, right? All right, so with that, let me get top side orientation here for this. Just get that in better view there. Okay, so this is top side orientation for this. And then what we'll do is glue this. We're gonna flip it over, glue this to this strip, and then we'll cut the end to the length that we need on the chopper. And that'll be perfect. Okay, cool. So what we need to do, let's get that off to the side. Let's get this here. Okay. Very good. Very good. That is properly aligned. All right. Excellent. So now we have a lot more. We have a lot more length there that we can now gauge the overall length of this, right? So we need to cut that off, and there's our overlapping and overhang piece, right? And then this is gonna go right there, and see there now you have the overhang, right? So there's the part that we built. It will go on here like that. This part will lay on top of that layer that we glued on there before. This part will come out, overhang, kind of Bob's your uncle. Nice. Okay, perfect. So now we need to get our end cut here marked right there. Okay, so we've got our little mark. Now what we need to do is we need to bring this around the top edge and then bring it here on this side, because this side on the chopper will be face up as we go to trim this to length, right? Now, just real quick, let me square up these edges here. Very nice. Very nice. Okie dokie. So we have our piece. Now let's get it squared up and cut. Boom. Okay, just that looks good. All right, let's bring this back over here. And let's see that. Just a little long. Just a little long. Let's trim just a bit off here with the knife. Boom. And where's our T? There's the T-square. Let's see if this thing is... Let's see if this thing is square. Doesn't look it, but I kind of like the angle. Yeah, it's nowhere near square, but kind of like the angle of it. Decisions. I kind of dig that, but stylistically it doesn't go with anything. So let's bring this back over to the chopper here. Let's just get this nice and square here. All right, that should hopefully do the trick. And that looks pretty square. Yeah, that looks pretty square. All right, cool. Ooh, forgot to put that away. Bill, I don't know if you saw earlier, but we used these guys here, the angle gauges from back in the day, to find the proper angle that we needed. So didn't know if you saw that or not, but figured you'd get a kick out of that. So all right, let's see. Length is good. Square, that's perfect. All right, excellent. So now we can go ahead and get this placed, and we have a good amount of overhang with this, so we have area that we can grip with the tweezers, right? So for this, I'm going to use our little grippy tweezers here to make things easier for me, right? And then we'll go ahead and glue this up. Oh, that's probably going to squeeze out a whole lot of glue. All right, well, that's probably more than what we needed, but, you know, it's better to have too much than not enough, because thankfully super glue is easy to trim up and everything. So, oh yeah, it's squeezing out crazy. But that'll fill any gaps, so we have to think about that too. And I'm just basically using the force of the tweezer jaws here as a clamp, just to press this down, right? So there we go. Jolly good. All right, so there is kind of our next layer of this thing, right? Excuse me. So... all right, cool. So now what we'll do is we will get this trimmed just a hair proud of the fin. There we go. So if you can see here, see how this piece right here is a little longer than the fin, and that's by design. We want that because we need to fill in this area here with super glue. And then what we'll do once that next piece is wrapped around the edge here, we'll bevel the corner to kind of match the bevel on the fin as well. So, all right, good deal. Now, let's hit this. Let's get the block out of here because I don't trust that being in proximity to this. Come on, here we go. All right, there we go. Now we got a little bit more space to deal with here, so let's drop a super glue in there. That filled that area very nicely. Let's hit this. It's going to start to It'll start to kick. All of the rest of it looks pretty good. Looks like that flowed around that piece with the capillary action, so that's excellent. All right, good deal. Let's get caught up with in the chat here while we kind of wait for super glue to cure here real quick. Let's go. Let's see, where do we leave off? Right there. Okay, cool. Min says, it's indeed beautiful. Sorry I missed your chat. Yeah, really good stuff there. With Amber's nails and everything, right? Bill says, all good, Min. We can all have similar ideas or views. We can also have different views. Great opportunities for us to learn from each other. Hell yeah. Min says that's true. Tachijin, George, what's going on, buddy? He says, my standards keep telling me it has to be perfect. Gotta work on that. Yeah. Yeah. No, I know how that is. I'm kind of the same way. Sometimes you have to compromise, you know? Apex Nerd is with us. Howdy, 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 all. What's going on, buddy? Bill says, I have high standards too, but beer tends to lower set standards. Lesson learned, never pick out a date after drinking a lot of beer. Also, don't build models after set amounts of beer. Nice. Is the file better than a sanding stick? It depends. It depends. Because sometimes here, let's go super or camera 2, right? So with a file, right? I use files predominantly, simply because I just like them, and I know the finish that I'll get with the different files, right? So say for instance, this is my, kind of my little jeweler's file, and it has, it has some good teeth on it, but this will be for a finer, smoother finish, right? Now, there it is. Now this file, again, which is not a jeweler's file, but it's a mini file, right? This has a much more aggressive tooth to it. So this is definitely more for leveling surfaces and removing material, right? So you have different files for different purposes, or at least I have different files for different purposes. And then in addition to that, if you really want to go, hot and heavy and really remove material, you've got you kind of got your big old flat file, or bastard file as it's sometimes called. So this is really good for really hogging off material. So you got different files for different uses, really, right? Now, mind you, I don't use sanding sticks, but I do have my sanding blocks, right? And I'll alternate between the two. If I want to get something, evened up, say if I want to, even up surfaces or match surfaces or edges or something like that, if I'm duplicating a part, kind of like the overlay plates here, then I could always use this, and sometimes it's a little bit easier in that regard. So yeah, each one kind of has their distinct purposes in my workflow, but everybody's different, so that can look completely different, for what you're comfortable with. So just keep that in mind, I would say. Yeah. Let's see, Bill says to George, build it, you can refine good to perfect as you work on it. That's a great point, Bill. Your need for perfection when building to get those results increases as the build progresses and refines. Shit, that's really good. That's really good. God damn it, Bill. What are you doing to me, man? Spitting the philosophy. Jeez. Bill says, depends if it is a soft sanding stick. It can impart a curve into the surface. Every tool has a time when it's better suited. Yeah, exactly. Now, mind you, like for curved surfaces, I'll default to just a good old piece of sandpaper, and just kind of raw dog it that way. So, yeah. Let's see. Gumper for Joy says, I'm not a recovering perfectionist. I am a recovering perfectionist, poorly recovering at times. Gumpa has helped me a lot with learning to move past my perfectionism. Yeah. See, and I'm a perfectionist too. Like, everything needs to be 100% perfect or I'm pissed off, you know? So I get it. It sucks sometimes, but I get it. So yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, glue is dried and cured here. Let's get this. I want to get the layering done on this. I want to get that done by end of stream today, and if we have to go long, we'll go a little long. No problem there. Yeah, I want to get the layering at least done, and then that way for tomorrow's stream, we can kind of start detailing and stuff like that with and kind of finish up the look. Get this glue squeeze out. Moved out of the way here. Okay. That looks good. Let me get a file or a chisel in here to get this other side, because we just got a little bit here at the corner intersection. So I'm just going to use the file on this to get that removed. There we go. Very nice. Okay, cool. So we got that. Now, now we need to get this all even here. Yeah, that super glue is nice and cured. All right, so we're just gonna start very, very carefully, just kind of shaving this part up here. Just to get it down to the same general level as the fin piece here. Check our work. Okay, cool. So we're getting close. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back with the more aggressive little file here and kind of shape this thing down, remove material. And bring it more in line with everything. It's still a little proud there, a little high. But we're getting close. We're getting real close. Nice. Nice. Okay, cool. So let's even this whole thing out here with the God hand thingy here. Yeah. That passes the fingernail test. There's no overhang there, so that's perfect. Excellent. All right. Sweet. Okie dokie. So now we need to just chop off just a little bitty piece here to, as our overhang, right? Let's get the super glue back in here. Let's do just a little little drop right there. And here's our overhang piece. Now, again, placement is crucial for this overhang, or else it won't look cohesive. Good, 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 good. Very good. Excellent. Just gently press that into position. Very nice. Okie dokie. Now, just clean out a little bit of squeeze out from there as much as possible. That side looks pretty good. We're just gonna kind of run this along there. All right, and let's kick this so we can kind of move along. Good. All right.
We'll let that dry here for a few seconds. Excuse me. Bill says to Gumpa Fajorian, George, he says, welcome to Perfectionists Anonymous. Nice. I love it. I love it. All right, good deal.
All right, so this should be good to go. Yep. All right, so let's clip off the excess here, clean this up, and bring all that to level. Okay. Now we're going to start with the bottom side here, the inner fin. And this should be real easy. We're just matching these up here. Okay. All right, good deal. Just scraping that level. And that passes the fingernail test. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so little squeeze out here on the sides. We're gonna get cleaned up here just real quick. Okay. Good. All right, all around the top edge, that's looking good. How's the bottom side look? That's pretty good already. Just a little bit on the beveled edge of the fin that we need to tidy up a bit. Very good. All right. So now, top side here, we just need to even up. Okay. Not bad. Still a little rough. We're going to get our jeweler's file now. the kind of finer file here, and we're just going to just level this edge out with the strip that we laid down here. Yeah. Okie dokie. So there's our plating, right? And you can see kind of how that wraps around that fin, and that matches the angle and everything, and we've got good kind of changes in depth and all that. So yeah, that's good. All right, so next thing we want to do is bevel the edge of the plating that we just applied to it here. So I'm going to cut this in first, just real careful with my knife. Alright, that is really good. Just a little bit more work there on this, but that's looking really quite nice. Just want to go a little deeper with the bevel. Nice. Okay. And we got to make sure that we follow the angle here when we're cutting this bevel, you know? So we need to just get this evened out here. Cool. All right, good deal. So now, let's see. Yeah, see, there you go. You can see that bevel now in the overhang piece, right? Yeah, right there, right? You can see the bevel looks really good, and there's kind of the overall composition for this thing, and yeah, really a good look so far. All right, so now what we want to do, let's see. You know, we should probably go about quickly beveling these individual parts. We should probably do that before we get any deeper into the woods. So, and I probably should have done that with this piece first, but what's done is done. Fuck it. So, all right. So I'm gonna leave this front edge of the strip that we just laid down. I'm gonna leave that square because we're gonna overhang that with 1mm plastic, or yeah, the 1 by 1 millimeter strip. So now we're just very carefully going back and just beveling these parts here, just ever so carefully. You know, we don't want anything crazy. We don't want a real super deep bevel on any of this. We just want to make it look machine-like, you know? So a nice light bevel all the way around these pieces are going to make that, are going to sell that look, you know? Okay, good there. Let's wrap this around. Very good. And then we'll leave this inside edge nice and sharp, just like the fin. That looks really, really good. That looks really good. Now, we need to bevel the first plate here. Now, to do that, that's a little bit more tricky, you guys, simply because this top strip is more pronounced. It's higher, so it's a bit easier to get the knife in there, you know? Now, obviously, the front edge of the first plate that we laid down is easily accessible. So I'm going to do it with the knife first. Get that done. We can do this top angle here. And then we can get away with the curve as well. You just need to be careful in there. All right. Very good. Very, very good. This front edge needs to be evened up a bit. There we go. All right, so now in these tighter areas, especially along the top and the bottom of this strip, and then of course these two little backside pieces, we're going to need to do something a little bit differently. So what I'm doing is getting a chisel into play here. Now, do I want to use this one or what's that? Let me see. A little bit wider than that. Yeah, it is. Okay, so I'm going to use this. This is 1.5 millimeter, and what we're going to do is basically use this, and I'm gonna go down the edge here and just kind of do a little pushing on this, and I've got the chisel upside down, and I'll kind of show you the technique here in a second. Let me just get this edge cut off there. So normally how you have it is you hold it like this, right? Angle side up, and you scrape, you pull, right? What I'm doing is turning it upside down, angling it up, so the angle part is now flat, and I'm pushing slightly into the corner of this plate and essentially forming that bevel, right? So we're just gonna do that one more time, I think, just to get the depth right. There you go. And see that little curly Q that came off there? That's the edge that just came off. And that, the width of that little curly Q is consistent. So we know that our bevel is now consistent too, right? That looks really freaking good so far. I think one more pass, and then I think we'll be at the depth that we want. But again, very, very light hand with this. Consistent pressure. Take your time. Ah. And there we are. All right, excellent. Come on, get off of there. This little ribbon doesn't want to come off the piece. There we go. All right. Yeah, that looks really nice. All right, so now we'll go about getting this edge cut in. There we are. Yeah, that looks good. All right, perfect. And now I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom edge here. Perfect. Nice, consistent little curly Q there. Nice. One more, and I think we're at depth. Actually, yeah, one more. Do we need one more? We need one more. Ah. All right, no problem. No problem. There we are. Perfect. All right, last edge, and then we can get to our 1mm plastic part here. There we are. Nice. All right, let's show you kind of on super zoom what this looks like, yeah? All right, so here we go. Let's try to get it really nice and close and see if we can't maybe catch a shadow here to kind of illustrate what we're doing. Let's see, maybe in profile? Yeah, a little bit. I mean, the bevels that we just cut in are so incredibly subtle. You can see it maybe there on the top side of that strip, right? Oh, there you go. See the angles? All right, hang on. See the angles right here and right here, right? Those are beveled into the plastic. You can see the difference in light right there, right? Let's see if we can get it more in profile. You can kind of see the edges there, yeah, so we're looking good. We're looking good. Oh, there you go. You can see that bevel light up right there in the light on that first plate. Yeah, so that's basically what we're going for, right? So, good stuff. Let's see. Bill says, so using it more like a wood chisel. Exactly. He says, reminds me of people doing scroll work on metal. Yeah, pretty much. And then George, extreme close-up. Yeah. So let's go back to camera 2. So Bill, you're exactly right. You're 100% exactly right. Using the chisel to push into the material is definitely more like what a wood chisel would do. Now, keep in mind that using a hobby chisel in this fashion is not for the beginner. You really need to know how the chisels work. You need to have a good dexterity in your hands, and you really need to know how the plastic is gonna, kind of behave as well. So it's definitely not a beginner type of operation at that point. So please keep that in mind. Shit. So yeah, you got to get comfortable with your tools. You got to get comfortable with your materials first, and then you can kind of try the things that are more, I guess, out of bounds, if you will. So, all right. So let's get this 1mm done up here. Now we're just going to cut an arbitrary length here, boom, and that just went shooting across the damn desk. Put that over there. All right. Let's see. Number one, let's see what this length looks like here in terms of our overhang and everything. And that, yeah, that's actually really good. Okay, cool. I like it. So, first things first, what we want to do is we want to back this part here. Because since both of these are 0.5 millimeter, we need to make sure that these are properly supported, right? So we're going to cut a length a little bit longer than our 1x1 strip here so that we have proper gluing area. So for this, I'm probably going to go ahead and use Plastic Magic, because if we use super glue, it may not be a good thing. So just because it's low surface area, and with Plastic Magic, since it melts the pieces together, it has a much better bond on lower surface area type of applications. So just, you know, keep that in mind. But we need to be quick with the Plastic Magic because it dries super quick in these types of things. Okay, get these properly squared up on the block. Use the pressure from the jaws to clamp these together. Okay. Very nice. All right, so those two pieces are properly aligned and looking good. Now we need to get this trimmed up here. Now, first thing I'm going to do is put a 0.5 mil plate to support the back end here while I cut this thing down at an angle. Okay, now it looks like we only cut the top corner off of that thing, so we're going to need to cut that again, but we were pretty good and straight, so happy with that. Yeah, there we go. Nice. All right. So there you can kind of, you little bastard. All right. So here you can kind of see how this edge on this side is now beveled. And that's essentially what we want to do to the other side of this thing, is get that beveled, trimmed, everything looking nice. And then we can go about applying this little detail piece here. So first and foremost, let's get that crud off the blade here, and then get that. All right, let's see. Let's see how we look here. Not bad, but it's not exactly straight. So I'm going to scrape this down a little bit to bring this piece kind of into square here. There we go. Much, much better. All right, so there is our little itty bitty detail piece, right? Our little itty bitty. All right, let's go super zoom, and then we'll get this thing applied and get on down the road. All right, so what time is it? 2:30 already. All right, good deal. All right, let's get this right there. Here's our piece that we want to glue. There's our little detail right there. Get that supported. All right, so now let's use these guys here to hold that, and then that way I can apply some plastic magic here to this thing. A good amount. And then oh yeah. Oh yeah. Make sure the alignment is straight. Make sure the overhang is right up against that plate. Yeah. This, oh yeah. I do like the look of that. Okay, so now what we want to do, just a little plastic magic right around this piece, just in case, so that it flows underneath, you know, like capillary action, just so that we make sure that this is properly adhered to this piece. Wipe off the excess here. Hang on, you guys. I know I'm not on camera. There we go. But just wiping off any excess there. Yeah. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. That looks really good. That looks really good there on camera. Hell yeah. And then you can see the height variation. Man, all the layers. And that's going to look really, really good once we got everything assembled and all that. So let's get the vent block on here. Kind of see what that looks like in profile. Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Look at that. That's good. That's good stuff right there. That 1 millimeter little detail, it just adds that little pop, that central pop of height and detail and everything. It just, I kind of think that little 1x1, man, that really sets this whole look off. Yeah. I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy with that. That will look really, really good once everything is together. So, yeah, good shit. Good shit. Gumple for Joy says, have a great day, crew. Thank you for joining, man. Appreciate you. All right. Good deal. All right, let's go back camera 1. And let's finish it out for today, yeah? So, you guys, listen. First and foremost, thank you. That's number 1. Thank you for your support. All of the channel memberships and everything today mean more than you can imagine. Let's put it that way. And, you know, I have to keep reminding myself we're just starting back at this thing. I mean, like, we haven't even been back, I don't even think, for a full month yet at this point in terms of the stream, right? And we are cooking. I know last night on the stream, Old School Gunpla, George and Brandon, they were both talking shit in a joking way about me, saying like, man, he's been gone for 5+ years and he comes back and he builds this gun. Like, what the fuck, you know? So, you know, the support means quite a lot. So thank you for all of that. I really, really appreciate that. Like I said, I was this close to canceling the stream today, but I'm glad I didn't, because we got some good shit done here today. We got good work done, good times. So thank you guys. Thank you for that. All right. I'll get off my soapbox now. So you guys, we're going to be back here tomorrow. I'll go ahead and get all of this duplicated before tomorrow's stream, because I don't think you want to watch me do that again. So I'll get all that duplicated, get everything cleaned up, all that good stuff on both legs, and then we'll continue on. Start to detail these things, and maybe get some scribing done tomorrow and stuff like that, and start to, you know, pull this look together and everything. So, with that being said, you guys, thank you again for tuning in today on this fine Tuesday. We're going to be back tomorrow, same time. And in the meantime, have a wonderful rest of your day, you guys. Go build some cool stuff, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye, guys.